Imagine a prince who had everything in the world at his disposal, leaving it all behind in search of something greater. This isn't the plot of a fairy tale, but the intriguing life story of Siddhartha Gautama, better known as Buddha. Born into a life of royal splendor, Siddhartha was a prince of the Shakya clan in the Indian subcontinent, around 5 centuries before the Common Era. His father, King Suddhodana, sheltered him within the palace walls, providing him with every possible luxury and comfort. The young prince was wrapped in layers of opulence, far removed from the harsh realities of life. Yet, despite having everything a person could possibly desire, Siddhartha was not satisfied. His heart yearned for something more, a greater truth that could not be found amidst the extravagance of his royal existence. An enigma indeed, a prince who seemingly had it all, yet felt an inexplicable void. In his late 20s, Siddhartha made a monumental decision. He decided to renounce his royal life, his wife and his newborn son, to embark on a spiritual quest. This wasn't a decision made in haste or out of a whim. It was a calculated choice, a sacrifice made in the pursuit of a profound understanding of life and existence. The prince, who could have ruled a kingdom, chose to wander in forests, live among ascetics, and meditate under trees. His journey was not an easy one. It was filled with trials, tribulations, and moments of intense self-doubt. His royal upbringing had not prepared him for the hardships he faced, but he persevered, driven by an unwavering determination to uncover the truth about life's suffering. This is the enigma of Buddha, a prince who willingly traded his royal life for the life of an ascetic, seeking answers to life's most profound questions. His story is a testament to the human spirit's relentless pursuit of truth and understanding, a prince who left his palace not for power, not for wealth, but for enlightenment. And so his journey began. As the prince stepped out of his golden cage, he was met with the harsh realities of life. Unfamiliar sights and sounds bombarded him, each more unsettling than the last. He saw old age, its gnarled hands and weary eyes. He saw disease, the torment it brought, etched on the faces of the afflicted. He saw death, the ultimate truth, looming in the shadows, ready to claim each and every life. The prince, Siddhartha Gautama, as he was known then, was profoundly moved by these sights. He had been shielded from such harsh truths within the confines of his opulent palace, but now he was face to face with the inescapable realities of human existence. And these realities, they shook him to his very core. Each encounter left an indelible mark on his soul. The sight of old age reminded him of the fleeting nature of youth and beauty. The sight of disease made him realize the fragility of health and well-being. The sight of death underscored the inevitability of mortality, the ultimate fate that awaits us all. But it wasn't despair that these encounters stirred within him. No, it was a deep, burning resolve. A resolve to find a solution to human suffering. He wondered, is there not an escape from old age, disease, and death? This question consumed him day and night. It led him to renounce his princely life, his family, his wealth, and embark on a spiritual quest. His journey was not easy. It was filled with challenges and hardships, but Siddhartha was determined. He was ready to face it all in his quest for answers. His resolve never wavered, his spirit never dampened. And so he journeyed on, seeking, exploring, delving deeper into the mysteries of life and existence. Thus began the profound journey of a prince towards becoming the Buddha. From the confines of a golden cage to the vast expanse of spiritual enlightenment, Siddhartha Gautama was on a path that would transform him, and with him, the world. His journey had just begun, and it was going to be nothing short of extraordinary. The prince, now a monk, wandered in search of answers. A life of opulence and privilege had not quenched his thirst for understanding, leading him to renounce his royal heritage and embark on a spiritual journey. He subjected himself to severe ascetic practices, believing that by taming the body, he could free the mind. He fasted extensively, exposing himself to extreme weather conditions, and meditated for hours on end. Yet this path only brought him closer to death, and the answers he sought seemed as elusive as ever. In his frail and weakened state, the monk experienced a profound realization. The path to enlightenment was not to be found in extreme indulgence or harsh denial, but in the middle way. This path of moderation, avoiding the extremes of self-indulgence and self-mortification, became his guiding principle. The monk began to practice meditation with renewed vigor, focusing on mindfulness and awareness, rather than physical hardship. He sought to understand the nature of suffering and the path to overcoming it. And in this contemplative state, he discovered the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, the cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy. This journey led him to the town of Bodh Gaya, where he sat under a large fig tree, known today as the Bodhi tree. Here, he resolved not to rise until he had found the truth. For 49 days and nights, he meditated, delving deeper into his mind and the nature of reality. Legend has it that he was tempted by the demon Mara, who tried to distract him with visions of desire, fear, and doubt. But the monk remained steadfast, his mind unwavering and his heart filled with compassion and wisdom. And then, on the night of the full moon, it happened. After years of searching, the truth unfolded in the stillness of his mind. The veil of ignorance lifted, and he saw the world as it truly is, interconnected and impermanent. He had achieved enlightenment, the ultimate understanding of life's deepest truths. In the silence of the night, under a Bodhi tree, the monk became the Buddha, the enlightened one. The Buddha, now enlightened, had profound teachings to share with the world. With his mind illuminated, Buddha's teachings revolve around two primary concepts: the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. These teachings, though conceived over 2,000 years ago, still resonate powerfully in today's world. The Four Noble Truths form the cornerstone of Buddha's teachings. He began with the truth of suffering, dukkha, acknowledging that life is full of suffering and dissatisfaction. This suffering is not merely physical, but also involves the inherent unsatisfactoriness of temporary states and things. Secondly, he spoke of the origin of suffering, samudaya. This suffering arises from our desires and cravings, whether it's a craving for physical possessions, emotional states, or even ideas. This desire binds us to the cyclic existence of suffering. The third truth, nirodha, offers hope as Buddha taught that it's possible to end this suffering. By letting go of desires and cravings, we can reach a state of ultimate peace, known as nirvana. The final truth, magga, is the path that leads to the cessation of suffering. This is where the Eightfold Path comes into play. The Eightfold Path is a guide to ethical and mindful living, leading us towards liberation from suffering. This path includes right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. It's not a linear journey, but rather an interdependent web of actions and thoughts that together create a wholesome life. In today's world, where we often grapple with stress, anxiety, and discontent, these teachings offer a path to inner peace. By understanding the realities of suffering and acknowledging its origins, we can strive to live mindful, ethical lives, reducing our own suffering and that of others. These teachings, simple yet profound, hold the key to overcoming suffering and achieving inner peace. The story of Buddha is not just a tale from the past, but a guide for the present. A guide that offers wisdom, enlightenment, and a path to tranquility in a world often fraught with chaos and confusion. Let us take a moment to reflect on Buddha's teachings. To truly appreciate their depth, we must not only understand them intellectually, but also strive to live them out. The first principle, the Four Noble Truths, is a profound realization of life's inherent suffering, its cause, its end, and the path leading to its cessation. In our lives, we often find ourselves trapped in cycles of desire and disappointment, pain and pleasure. By understanding the Four Noble Truths, we can break free from these cycles and find lasting peace. The second principle, the Eightfold Path, is a roadmap to ethical living. It encourages us to be mindful, to speak truthfully, to act with compassion, and to cultivate wisdom. Imagine if we were to apply these principles daily. How much more harmonious would our relationships be? How much more peaceful would our minds be? Buddha also taught the concept of impermanence, reminding us that everything in life is transient and ever-changing. This teaching invites us to let go of our attachments, to embrace change, and to live in the present moment. It's a powerful tool to navigate through the ups and downs, the comings and goings of life. Lastly, Buddha emphasized the interdependence of all life forms. We are all connected in an intricate web of existence. Recognizing this interconnectedness can foster empathy, compassion, and a sense of responsibility towards each other and our planet. So, as we go about our lives, let's embrace these teachings. Let's strive to live with mindfulness, kindness, and wisdom. Let's remember that every moment is an opportunity to practice, to grow, to transform. As we navigate through the complexities of life, the wisdom of Buddha can be our guiding light towards serenity and understanding. Let's illuminate our paths with Buddha's wisdom and create a world filled with peace, compassion, and harmony. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and hit that red YouTube subscribe button so that we can create more such videos for you.